Well, there's been a few people asking for me to do a podcast. I haven't really done it in ages. I think I'll put this up on Spotify, and I do have YouTube brought out a bit where you can have a podcast separate to your videos, but I kind of just have them all unlisted, and then whoever you know finds them on the channel bit, because there's an actual podcast tab on the channel, and yeah, so here we are with Jack, the man, done a few with this guy, and we were looking at this. I was looking at the Skype chat, and we haven't recorded for like since 2021, which is crazy. But how are you, man? It's been ages.
Doing good. Yeah, it is kind of weird to think it's been that long. It definitely doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't. But so much stuff's happened in terms of our personal lives and graffiti wise and sticker wise. Like, yeah, it's been nuts. Like, I just spent the last year. I've been painting so much, man. I have.
You have been painting a lot recently.
Yeah, it's like I'm finally out of. I kind of feel I finally sent it enough. Like I was right into it for ages, like which has resulted in me being up to roughly 96 pieces. 96 in under a year. So I've been trying a bunch of different stuff, and I've been mainly just hitting drains, just drains.
That's good, man. I think you kind of do need to, at some period, do it like properly sink yourself into it for a period. That's really the only way to actually progress, is to get out there and do it as much as you can for a while until it becomes second nature.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I've learned a lot since I, stopped, or I haven't, I really kind of slowed down with sketching and doing stuff on paper, and I was kind of focusing on doing stuff with paint. And now that I've done paint, and then I've actually come back to doing more stickers and stuff now, because my missus actually got me a whole palette, not a palette like a big square palette, but like the whole, like every color of the Posca in the 1.3 millimeter size Posca. So it's skinny, but it's not the skinniest. And every single color that you can get in that size. So, and I've just learned so much, doing pieces and painting with people and seeing other interesting stuff in drains. Like I've noticed when I go to drains, there's certain drain systems here. That's where all the fresh kind of anti-style type stuff is, where it's anti-style, but it's still like a good style. It's just not. It's not like what's the word? It's not traditional kind of graffiti. Like it's good. Yeah. It's hard to explain.
I personally, like when it comes to that, like I don't really have an issue with it, because I think like if you still know how to paint, anti-style looks like a choice, and it's still like distinguishable from the people who just don't have style. You know what I mean? Like someone who knows how to paint and chooses to paint anti-style is still, for me, distinguishable from someone who doesn't know how to paint. And then I just see it as a stylistic choice, and I really have no issue with it.
Yeah, 100%. I've definitely learned a lot when it comes to anti-style. I used to think it was just like it's anti-style and that's it, but there's so many different types of anti-style. There's so many different types of styles of graffiti. Like even what I'm talking about might not even be considered anti-style, but like I don't know. It's more to do with just the flow of things and just how it looks. Like
it's more unconventional.
Yeah, it's not like just it's different. Some people even call it Melbourne style because there's so much of it around, apparently, and it's just like I don't personally know. Like, it's just too hard to explain. You're gonna just have to more look at it, kind of thing. I really should start taking more photos of stuff. But yeah,
I think
definitely.
it's almost ironic to me, at least, when like graffiti people get very, I don't know, is it tribal like that, or like they all of a sudden have this like strict set of rules. And I'm like, I don't feel like graffiti is about rules. I certainly don't think anyone gets into it because they like the rules. I think art has rules, but graffiti, do whatever you want. Just because other people's looks a certain way doesn't mean yours have to. I feel like that's maybe against the point of graffiti. Aren't you meant to have your own style?
I think when people have a problem with it, I think it's more like, okay, there's no structure in that letter. Is that meant to be a letter? And if it's not meant to be a letter, then it's not considered graffiti. But everyone, it's subjective. Art is subjective. Everything is subjective.
Yeah, and I guess like I like this shit used to matter to me more when I was younger, but now I'm sort of at the point where I'm like, whatever. I don't really care about other people's labels. Like if I just like to make art, and if someone sees it as like that doesn't count as graffiti, all right, cool. Give it a different label if you need to. Does it look cool? And even then, a lot of the time, it's not even that. Do I personally think it looks cool? That's kind of really it. Like I feel like it's a little bit, for me, a selfish endeavor. It's for an audience of one, me, and some people might agree with that. That's cool. But really, I'm doing what I think is cool. Everyone is seeing this through my lens, and so like I make the choices. You don't have to like it, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
I don't think you should bend to fit in, especially in a thing that I swear it's not about fitting in. It's about standing.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. I think that's why some anti-style people get kind of shitted on, because it's like, well, this person here has done really nice work, really like fresh everything, but everyone's taken notice of this stuff because it's unique. Like anti-style would stick out more. And I tell you what, I wish I could. I've tried. I've sat here for hours one time, or a few different times, trying to work out like what's something that I can do that, for one, it's easier for me, and that looks good, and it's full of color, and like it just looks nice. It just, even if it looks like just like a piece of artwork instead of actual piece, and I reckon some of it is pretty hard to pull off. Like there's this Instagram page called Anti Styles, and not everything that they post is actually fresh. Like some of it is like pretty ignorant style, pretty out there. Like Jesus, that one's a bit fucking, how you going? But then there's other stuff where it's just like the colors are so nice and it just looks nice. It looks right, and I can't pull it off, especially with my letters. I haven't found that what I'm trying to look for in terms of my style yet, in terms of like anti-style. I might not be even, not experienced enough to pull off like anti-style, but I don't know. As you said, you just want to have fun. Just want to have fun.
Yeah, and that's sort of what I was saying earlier. Of like, I think anti-style is just a like stylistic choice, really. And the people who it's not a stylistic choice for, it's the only thing they have. You can tell. You might not know, even if you don't know what the fundamentals of art are. You can look at two different anti-style pieces and know that one's shit and one isn't. Even if you don't know why, you can tell though visually that this one looks right and this one looks wrong. And I think that's where it's like the guy where it looks right, he that's a stylistic choice. The guy where it looks wrong, he doesn't know how to paint, and that's why it looks like that. That's why I
Yeah.
think I have no issue with the anti-style people. It's either a massive flex or they're actually exposing themselves. It's like when you see a crappy tag and you're like, okay, this guy is what, 2 months in maximum. You can just sort of tell that he's never really held a can before. That kind of thing. That's what I think. The people that have an issue with it, nah, it's fine. It either exposes them as not really a good artist, or it's a flex by a good artist, and it's no issue. Plus,
Yeah,
who are we to decide? There's no rules, right?
exactly. And it goes back again to like if there's a name for this style that I'm speaking of. Again, I can't really. There's no way to describe it because you just kind of show it. And again, it's subjective. Some people might be like, "Oh, that's just a burner. That's just a normal, decent style. This it's called this style." But it's like, you know, just I don't know. I'm just trying to
I
do
I
something
always
unique.
found like I was always a bit of a graffiti loner. Like one of the main people I painted with growing up was my cousin, and he only really painted with me. So we didn't know. The internet wasn't what it was now, too. You couldn't like look shit up. We'd made up our own terms for everything. So like if I say to him ghost style, he knows what that is, but that's not a thing. No one knows what that is. So it's all just made up and subjective anyway.
Exactly. That's the thing. People nowadays, there's so much slang out there that I don't even bloody fully am connected. I don't know if it's just a Melbourne thing or whatnot, but like galves. Galves are panels. Painting panels, galves. But like Guernseys, I thought they were panels as well, but that's just some people refer to just any graffiti as Guerns. Oh, I'm just gonna go out for a Guern, or not. It's I don't know. It's just so funny shit. And speaking of that, like like gonna have a chuff. It's like a chuff is weed. Apparently, some people these days refer to chuff as a vape, as like a normal vape with nicotine, not like anything weed related. Like what? It's like I can't
Ah,
fucking keep up.
yeah, see, I've never heard that. I'm not familiar with that. I feel like it's way too close to that. Like, what you picked a name that was already used for something smoking. Like, at least pick a different name. Why pick something confusing?
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
certainly
So
not going to change.
yeah, so it's fucking yeah, it's just but yeah, going back to the style wise, like even the stuff that I've been doing that I've been comfortable with doing is that square kind of stuff where it's all just boxes and stuff. It's like it's something I want to do because it's easier for me to actually do. And a few people here and there, a few haters and shit, they're like, do something different, like do like this is not it and stuff. And it's like, okay, I'll listen to you. I don't know who the hell you are, but sir, yes, sir. It's like I'm
Yeah,
trying to do
it's not
straight letters and
for
stuff.
it's not for them. And like
Hmm.
that's a bit of it too. Like it's sort of weird. We live in a world where like everyone like shows everything they do now just naturally, graffiti or not. And so you're seeing more of the process. And some people get uncomfortable when they're like, "Oh, that this isn't it for me." I'm like, "Well, maybe I'm not all the way there of what you think the pinnacle of graffiti is." Like, yeah, I'm still working on it. So what? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
and the people that are
and
saying
I
like
actually
this and
think
that,
if there's some haters, it's probably a good thing. It normally means you're making some traction, and they wish they had it.
yeah, generally people that say shit, they got nothing on their profile. It's like, okay, who are you to say this? Like, who are you to, like I'm following a lot more writers nowadays from, I presume, Melbourne, and a lot of them don't have much on their thing, or some of them are starting out, and it's like this is cool. It's not like, yeah, it's actually a pretty chill seen. You know, a lot of people have been real nice, pretty chill. You know, there's a few people that don't really like me, but which is fair enough. But like I tell you what, a lot of the main people, the main big kind of people that I've always known about and then got in contact with, they got no problem with me at all. Like they're fucking. Some of them even like watch my videos and it's like, are you fucking for real? Like, are you serious? Like this person would be like, I swear, you know, like some of
I
the
always
people, I'm
found
just like,
in my experience as well with like haters on YouTube and stuff, they don't leave. Like no one's forcing you to watch this video. And you'll
yeah,
definitely watch the next one and the next one and the next one. So like if you're gonna keep complaining, you can just leave.
yeah,
Like you actually they like it. They in some way they like it, and I think it's normally fueled by they're like, oh, if I was in your position, I would do something different. Well then get in my position. Maybe
yeah,
that's your problem, is you're not in my position. Don't worry about me, you work on that.
exactly. But yeah, like I just kind of I hate people telling me what to do. It's like, you know, like I mean, no hate for people that are just trying to help, you know, but like, you know, like a dude the other day that I don't really know, he's like, you know, focus on straight letters, and I'm like, I am, but like I'm fucking having a lot of fucking trouble with it, you know. And then they saw that I painted, you know, yet another one of what I've been doing, and it's like, then like straight letters, do straight letters, and I'm just like, man, I'm fucking trying. Like like I wish I could do just
Yeah,
normal clean straight letters. I can't. It's so hard to do.
straight letters are the hardest shit. Like I only had the epiphany like fairly recently that like, oh, wild style's not the hard stuff. It's like I said to you before, infinite places to hide mistakes and cover up errors and like cutbacks and all that. In just a regular straight letter, you have nowhere to hide. It either looks perfect or it sucks. Actually, the
Yeah,
harder one. And
yeah, it's
another
fucking
thing as
fucked.
well, like when someone's like, "Oh, just focus on straight letters," like, yeah, man, look, I get it, not there yet, and I'm also trying to enjoy the process. Like, I want to enjoy this as well, and maybe I enjoy painting this right now. My enjoyment is a part of it too. I don't want to just
Exactly.
struggle. Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes I
man.
want to have fun with it.
Yeah, I've painted like three straight letters in a row now, and it fucking voids me of confidence. So I'm just like, okay, I need to fucking go back to what I was good at, and that I can actually something that I can paint and actually stand back when I finish and be like, okay, sick. That actually looks half okay, you know. So I'm a bit fucking
And do
yeah.
you freestyle at the wall, or do you go in with a sketch and try and reproduce the sketch?
So I go there with a sketch, but um, it never turns out exactly how I
Yeah,
sketch
no,
it
no,
out.
yeah. I agree. That's typically what I do is the same method. Only ever like recently since having like a board in my backyard. Like I post it sometimes, but I paint that shit all the time and don't not post everything.
Yeah,
And that's sort of new to me is like the luxury of just freestyle painting and going with no sketch and just doing shit on the wall. And it's never perfect, but I find I get better results personally doing that because it like so when you're trying to match a sketch, it might look wrong. You're like, it looks right on the sketch, but it looks wrong on the wall. There's
hmm.
no sketch that I'm matching it to, so it never feels wrong.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
freestyling on the wall, and it just draw a letter and paint it until it looks right, and then it's done. And I feel like, oh, I find that process way more limitless. Like I don't have to overthink it. I just in 10 minutes can go there and do a quick outline or something. And I'm like, that's better than my sketch.
Yeah, well, that's awesome to do that. I think I've tried to do, off no sketch. Oh God, I feel like I did it recently, and I tell you what, it fucking did not turn out anywhere remotely. I tried to tweak a bunch of things. I'm just like, nah. But you get that with the big jobs.
Yeah, and everyone's process is different. I just have found recently that like, I think I overthink things, and if I take a bit of the overthinking away, I get a better result. I'm like, oh, okay, that's good to know. Maybe I should just relax a bit more.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. When in the, I probably like I want to say probably generously like 2-3 months ago now was when I was painting like 3-4 times a week. Just ridiculous. I think it also helped because I had no markers or anything to draw at home with. So the only time I could really be creative in terms of graffiti is if I'm going out painting. So I was so far into it that I wasn't having any doubts of like I was going to turn out shit or whatever. I was just going. I was just doing that one sketch that I'm happy with. And well, before I found that sketch, all the variations of the sketch that I currently do, I was doing another sketch that I was pretty happy with. And because I always get hung up on structure of letters. And a local writer that I know, he kind of said one day, he's like, don't worry about the structure of letters, focus on all the other stuff, like the fill, the colors, the highlights, the shadow, everything else, and everything else will come toward, afterwards. And ever since he said that, I've been having so much fun with it. And I wasn't really worrying too much how it was going to turn out and stuff. But ever since I've started doing straight letters, trying to do straight letters on paper and with paint, it's all like, I don't know, like I lose it. Like, how, like, just say for example, you learn a skateboard trick and then you somehow unlearn it, like you lost it kind of thing. You can't get them again. That's what kind of how I am at the moment. I could do one good straight letter on paper and then I can't do it again.
I find like sometimes you tap into something and you have it for a bit, and then you try and redo that, and all of a sudden you're like, all right, well, I guess I could only ever do that once. Like, I don't know. I find like you get these weird pockets of creativity. I don't know if you're one of these people, but I know myself, I don't hear people talk about it a lot, but in the shower, in the steam on the glass,
yeah,
I'm untouchable. I'm a burner. No one's around to see it and prove it, but my God, it just comes out of. I'm just using the tip of my thumb, and it's just everything looks so clean, and I'm like, it never looks like that on paper or paint on a wall or anything. It's just in this weird one, like whatever energy's going on in there, I tap into something, and I'm flawless in the steam on the window in the shower for like 10 minutes. Right? Like, you know what I mean? I can't ever tap into that energy outside of there.
Yep.
Because I need to bring the shower to the wall.
Yep. So that happens the same with me when I sing in the shower. It's like, why does it sound actually all right in here? And then that's when you're not trying to try, but then you start like, oh yeah, okay, now I'm going to try singing in the shower, and it comes out shit. So it's like when you're not trying something, it somehow turns out better sometimes. And yeah, it's the same with me with what you were saying. Like, it comes out really good in the shower, but I have sketches here. Like, I think some of them are stickers and stuff in my drawer here, and it's like, oh, I wish I could do that again. I can't do it again. Every time I try drawing, I cannot do it again. Like this like this certain frog that like the structure of how I drew this frog one day in this sticker like fucking 4 or 5 years ago. It's like I can't do that again. Like I'll try to get the exact same, how it looks exactly the same, mass produced. No, can't. I just don't get it. It's I just gotta have
Sometimes
the
you
luck.
sometimes you just tap into this creative pocket, man. I still have saved on like a hard drive somewhere. It's a old, I drew it in MS Paint. That's how old it is. But I nailed it. And I've been like trying to recreate this my whole life kind of thing. And it's never exactly that as good. But you just can't ever tap back into that pocket again.
It's so fucking odd how it works. And it's like so, a handful of out of the 90, what did I say, 96 pieces that I've done so far now, there's a couple that I'm really, really, really proud of. But then I'll try do another one of those. The exact same colors used, the exact same, you know, wall type. And it's like, no, this is shit. It doesn't look anything the same.
Is it is it like the final product that you're happy with, or is it like that as well as that particular paint? Like sometimes you have one where I sort of one goed a lot of this and got a lot of clean lines and I'm happy with that. Or is it more these ones, the final result I'm super happy with and I can't seem to get to that level again? Because I have both. I have that one as well where like I have some pieces where I'm like, it's got a level of detail that I can't recreate. I don't know what I did.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know what I did. Like I'll look at one that I did and I love it because I don't know, it's like that's sick. If I could do that again and then I try it again, it becomes like fatter and disproportionate to, and it just doesn't look anything like it. I don't know. Yeah, I'd say finished product, like because I always have fun with you know doing pieces. Like once I've done the sketch, and then so the sketches are like so I'll rate every process from start to finish. Doing a sketch is the shit part because you can fuck it up, and it's like there's only so much you can do to fix it up. And then there's the filling process, and that's fun as fuck. I love that bit. And then after I've done the fill, I do the 3D next, and which is still fun because that's easy to do, going off a sketch. And what do I do next? I think I do the background next, which is still fun because that's still filling in and adding colors and shit. And then I do the outline. The outline I fucking absolutely hate because in some cases, sometimes when I get to just before I do the outline, I kind of think, fuck, how come I can't just fucking leave it like this? This looks actually better than
Yeah, I know the exact feeling you're talking about. I feel the exact same. Obviously, the outline goes last, and that makes sense or whatever. But I get to the outline, and it is that sense of dread of like, I'm about to ruin this. I have to nail this or ruin it now, and this is the bit where if I'm gonna ruin it, it's gonna be this.
It's gonna be ruined, yeah.
Which is just you want to show it now, so that everyone can see that like before the outline, I was nailing.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah, I know the feeling exactly, bro.
Yeah,
and like
it'll just fucking come out.
One thing
might come out all right.
One thing that bugs me as well is everything will look great, and I'm at the point of outline, and now my hand's way more tired from everything I've already done, and so the outline's shaky. And I'm like, if I did just the outline, it'd be clean as shit. But because I've been painting for like 3 hours, now my hand's weaker and just, it's not as good.
Yep, I know that feeling exactly as well. Fucking shit, isn't it?
That's why I tell you another good thing, the luxury of having that practice wall is I get to that point and I just don't outline it, and I come back on a different day and I outline it when I'm fresh, and I'm like, oh yeah, so yeah, I can do outlines if I am completely fresh.
Whole day and a half later. Yep.
Yeah, day and a half later, like, oh yeah, nailed that one.
Yeah. And then after that, even if the outline comes out all right, you got to do the fucking band. And the band is like, oh, fuck up the band. It's like you have to go over with the black again. And that's the thing. I could be there all day with the black and whatever color, let's say white that I use for the band or whatever. Just patching up black, white, fixing up, like cutting back. I'm guessing that's what I call cutting back. I don't know if you think that's cutting back. I guess it's cutting back. And it's just like, I could be here. I could sit here all day and constantly keep fixing up my outline to my outer band. And it's just like, you know, but yeah, bloody. Yeah.
I hate that bit. I've joked with other mates about this. That bit you get to, like we were just saying with the outline, where this is going to spark a cycle of fixing mistakes now. It's just been fun painting up until this point, but now I'm going to do the outline and there's going to be some mistakes, and then I'm going to have to get in there and fix those mistakes. But the fixing of those mistakes is going to create other mistakes, and you get in this cycle of like, I feel like I'm slowly chipping away at this thing that looked good and it looks kind of all right now, and I'm just sort of settling for a finished product instead of, you know what I mean? Like, I'm happy here. If I keep going, I'm probably going to ruin
it. Yep. That's it. It's just a shit time because you'll finish it and then you'll be like, I'm not happy with that. And it's like, but I don't want to sit here all day and waste more paint and try to fix it. So like, why the fuck? Like,
There's a point where,
like,
yeah, you're like, if I haven't got it by now, I'm not going to get any better and get it. Like, this is the best it's going to be. This one got away from me, I guess.
yeah. I think that's why when I was painting so much, I kind of didn't. There was a little short period of time there where, because I was painting so much, I did not really give a shit how it turned out because I don't know. I was just having fun. I was just like, oh,
that's better.
Oh well, yeah. It's a better mindset, eh?
Yeah, that's a way better mindset to be in. None of this shit really matters at all. Just have fun. Whatever the results are, the results are. Some people aren't going to like it. Hey, no matter how good it is, some people aren't going to like it. Some people just don't fuck with graffiti at all. So, you know, you can paint the best piece you've ever done, and there's still going to be a whole bunch of dicks out there that are like, oh, I don't like it. So it's not for them. It's for you.
Yeah. And I don't know. Yeah, it's good to have a positive spin on it. Like, it's like, oh well, try again next time, you know. But and it still counts to how many you've done, kind of thing. I don't really like when I say that I've done like, 97 or whatever I've done. It's not to like flex or anything. It's just kind of gives you an idea how much I like have been spending my time fucking painting, like how much fuel I've used driving to places and paint that I've spent, it's just nuts. Like, well, that's not all in the last year, it's very staggered, from like, well, it kind of is. I mean, 2022, the end of 2022, that's when I was only up to my second piece, roughly. Because there's a bunch of stuff I've done in the past where I don't really count that as a piece, and I count this one as a piece, etc. Still things like that. So, but again, I've learned so much coming back from spending that much time painting and learning little things here and there to add to pieces, and then bringing it back into drawing just on paper or doing stickers. I've definitely progressed in terms of knowledge. Like, I know what a lot of things are when people mention, like a year ago, I didn't really know what a band was, But people, that's a secondary line. I think that's what people call them. A band, or I didn't really understand the fundamentals of drop shadow, and kind of now that I'm kind of being taught that a bit more, and a piece is whatever you want it to be, and that you spend more time on it instead of it just being like a throwy or whatnot. It's
Again, yeah, it's all subjective, man, and I think like different eras even have different shit in like different areas. So I know when I was coming up where I'm from, it was called an aura, but I've also heard it called a key line. And I'm like, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright.
And so you know what I mean? It's like weed. It has a million names from wherever you are and what the type of weed, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, whatever group you're hanging with, what do they call it? That's what it's called.
Yeah. So it's just all that, and like before all of that time that I was painting, I never worried about like backgrounds or anything, and now I'm putting like sometimes 2 or 3 colors in a background, when in reality, before that I was doing no backgrounds, and I don't know, I just felt like I've learned so much, and I've kind of just sent it, man. Like I'm happy. I've really been enjoying sitting back down and doing stickers again. As you've probably been seeing, I've been like adding so much color into it. I'm actually doing one at the moment. It's just so much. I was just doing it too much. I was going out and painting too much, and
it's fun, but yeah, I get what you mean. You got to curb it a little bit, and like it hits in waves too. Like you're having it now. You were painting, and now you're having a wave where like, oh, I'm feeling more like the sticker stuff, and I have it too. Like there'll be times where I'm super into wild style, and then there'll be times where I'm like, no letters at all. I don't care about that. Just characters stuff, and like, you know what I mean. It just fluctuates all around. There'll be times where sometimes I'll take a 5-year hiatus from graffiti altogether. Like that's happened in my life too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think in graffiti, there's a lot of people who I think they think it defines them. Like that, this is my style of art, and only this, and it has to be this way. And I don't really look at it like that. Like, or I at least don't see graffiti as my personality. I don't, you know what I mean? It's like it's an art style I like. It's one of the art styles I like. That's all.
I think that was the problem with me as well. Like the reason why I've been painting so much is because I honestly don't have much else going on. Like I go to the gym, and I like to give you put it in more of a perspective. I was just painting that much that I was like, I was, forgetting that I should be spending some time with, my missus. It's like, oh, we haven't been on a date in a long time. I'm just like, yeah, but I'm going painting, and like I kept making plans with, linking up with other riders and everything, and going to a drain here, and I just like, I don't know, it just really took over. But now that I'm calming down now, because I don't know, I'm just like, I'm not running out of paint now. I'm just like, I kind of, I don't know, just slowing down. But yeah, it takes a toll. It's definitely an addiction, and I fully understand how people get addicted to graffiti bombing or just painting every day or thereabouts. Takes a hold of you.
Yeah,
it's just not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but
there's a rush that comes from it, definitely, and like there is a sort of sense of accomplishment and identity that come with it as well. So yeah, it can be addictive. It is something that like you at least got to be mindful of that. Like I feel like it probably will never go away, but it's just finding other outlets to express it in that aren't necessarily always so potentially dangerous for yourself.
Yeah. It's good to
Like,
have
I
a
think you
break.
get a point where you have more to lose as you get older as well, and it's like, what am I risking this for? Do I really have anything to prove? Like, who am I proving what to? Like, I just do art that I like. That's all. Just doing art that I like.
Yeah.
Sometimes it might not be all the way legal. And
Yeah.
I'm
No comment.
trying to steer clear of that as much as possible too. But I'm human.
Yeah, that's it, buddy. Yeah. That's it. That's definitely it. But bloody hell, fuck, what else has been happening? Still doing stickers, I see. You're still doing that
Yeah, I'm
sticker
doing like
thing.
the 2-layer vinyls a lot lately.
Yeah, let's talk about those. Yeah, yeah. So how are you doing those? You got like a little printer, little setup, and
Yeah,
some
just
pretty good
like a
quality
little
stuff.
cricket. Yeah, trying to. I sort of do everything in like reverse style, like stencil style, if that makes sense.
So layer after layer.
Yeah, or layers, but like what I'm trying to do lately is more refine it to like get as much detail in something as possible, but with one layer and minimal outlines and stuff.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I get what you're saying. Yeah,
Basically, I'm
just get
trying to learn
maximal.
how to draw in a way that can be cut out like a stencil.
Yes, I see.
Cut out
Okay,
that
yeah,
middleman of having to convert and draw in that style.
yeah,
So that's sort of
yes,
more what I've been doing. Like, you know what a lot of it's like? It's like filling a page with color and then drawing with the eraser.
yeah, yep.
Leaving the picture behind and erasing everything else.
Okay,
It's like doing it backwards.
yeah,
It's a bit of a head fuck though. It's like unlearning everything you know and starting again. But
yeah. Do it backwards. Yeah, yeah,
it's one of those things where it's like it makes this step harder over here, but it makes the entire process over here easier. Or at least easier for me.
yeah. Easier than hard. Yeah. Well, so do you have like a vinyl cutter that cuts them out? Surely.
Yeah, just like one of those cricket machines.
Ah, cricket. Okay. Yep. Okay. Cool. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I see that you've done a bunch of different ones. And again, I appreciate the ones that you did for me all, a fair while ago now. I think they were really sick.
Yeah, see, and that was when I was first starting up. Like, if you were to see some of them now, you'd like see, like, I'll make one for you, just to show you like how the style is different to what the initial ones I know.
Yeah, I can see them now, actually. You got some circular ones. They look fresh as fuck. They're really high quality. Nice die cutted. It's like around your character. Yeah, they look really nice. Got some holographic ones there. Yeah, sick.
Yeah, I've got some like other cool like vinyl and stuff to play with. It's just I'm right in the middle of like a move right now, so everything's sort of packed up. So I have like
Yeah,
a bunch
fair
of
enough.
stuff to play with once I get there and get set up. It's annoying. I have all these toys, but they're just in storage right now.
Yep. Meanwhile, I have nothing really. That's what I was going to mention before. I know we're kind of finished with that topic, but yeah, bloody. I think what didn't help, from I think I already mentioned it. Yeah, I don't have any other real. I really don't have any other hobbies, honestly. I go to the gym, and that's pretty much it. Like I don't do anything else. That's why just sent it with the paint because it was a way to get out of the house and stuff. But yeah, anyway, yeah, that's what I was gonna add. But yeah, that's sick. You got bloody heaps. So you got heaps of different vinyls to work with. Big question is, are you gonna have you fiddled with any of the eggshell vinyl yet?
I have
That
had a
shit.
play with it. I just don't like. I've never had a good like screen printing setup. I've dabbled
Yeah.
with it, but it's all like cheap sort of like play with it. Like I can make my own stuff for me right now, but I don't think I can produce a large quantity of a product for someone. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm at that like can do it personally sort of stage, but don't really have the setup to do it as like a business.
Yeah, that's right. Or you can, you could just take people's money and just not do their orders. That's apparently a pretty popular thing to do. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But
It's a shame. That's a real void. Someone needs to do it.
yeah, I know. Yeah, there's been so many. I've had the conversation with so many different people over the years to like, like fucking. It's not just me either. It's people that don't even really do that many stickers. Like actual writers in Melbourne, they're like, oh man, I've thought about fucking, getting a fucking printer and shit and just making eggshells for people, and but like no one's ever acting upon it because it's fucking the setup cost is so much and you got to test so
That's
many
the
different.
problem.
Yeah,
It will pay for itself over time, but like the initial investment is a big chunk that like a lot of people don't have that spare lying around on something that is still a potential risk.
oh,
And
yeah.
you're not going to see a return on that money right away. It's going to be a bit of a grind still. So like, yeah, it's a hard thing to tap into. Even I looked into it for a while, and even like resourcing the material and stuff, it's doable, but it's not easy and cheap.
Exactly, yeah. And you got to fucking sample the right ones. There's so many different types of eggshell vinyl out there. It's just it's a head fuck. I really did look into it as well, like legit, because I'm like, oh fuck, everyone would buy from me because I'm pretty well established, and I stickers and shit. But it's like, oh man, it's got someone like me, just like who knows really nothing about how printers work, how nothing works. It's like I feel like it would be more work than meets the eye in a way. Like
Yeah, it
yeah,
is. It's one of those things where like you see the final product and it looks cool and you sort of know a bit of the process and it seems fun, but when you're doing it as a business, all the fun gets sucked out of it. It's like anything, no matter what you're doing as a job. The fun gets sucked out of it and whatever, and it just becomes work.
yeah, get burnt
And
out.
yeah, so
Everything.
I was the same. I looked into it quite a bit as well, and was gonna seriously do it and like take a loan and actually do it. But
Fuck, even take a loan. Jesus.
it's just that's what I mean. It's just a big risk that I'm like, I'm not. I'm not there. I'm not confident yet. If I had like a better income on the side, then I might have, but then I probably wouldn't have the time to do it. And I think that's probably the thing to fall into. Anyone who has the
That's
time to do it probably can't afford to start it, and anyone who can afford to start it wouldn't have the time to maintain it.
yeah, that's probably it. It's probably it. Plus, I think the other thing that really put me off is, it has to be a legitimate business. You have to fucking become a business. You have to just do all this shit. It's like,
Yeah.
it sounds like a massive head fuck.
Or
But
it is. It's none of that stuff's fun, and that's what I mean. All of that stuff just sucks the life right out of it.
yep, and then it's like not even worth really doing. So, it's tough. It's real tough.
It is. If I had like someone to invest the initial money, I'd absolutely put in the work, and I would be able to get to the point to get it going. But I don't really have someone who's like got a spare 15 grand they can throw at me to make stickers. It's a hard sell.
Yeah, and not only making the stickers, but making them cheap enough that people will come back. Cheap, but like good quality. Otherwise, if
Yeah.
it's not any better quality than what you can get from, I guess, China or wherever.
And then you have the shipping stuff you have to deal with as well, all of that,
Yeah,
which even
costs so
that,
much.
I face a lot of nonsense with that. And I go to the same post office constantly and I speak to them and I ask them. And then I go the next time and it's changed and different now. And I get heaps of stuff come back to me, even though I do exactly what I'm supposed to. And all of that
Yeah,
adds up. Like, I've had tons of stuff that I have to send twice, and it eats into like the profit margin. And when you're a small business, like there's not really much of a profit margin, like all the time. So like, if the post fucks you up 2 or 3 times, you might not make very much money that month. So
exactly.
like, I'm
Yeah,
relying on Ozpost, and they're not very reliable.
oh, fuck Ozpost. I'll say that loud and proud. Fuckers. Just motherfuckers. Say that much. But yeah, you know what the hell happened? The last time I got eggshells from, I think, I won't say who. It wasn't anyone like from Australia or anything. It was just like a Chinese um, thing, which I think there's only two on Instagram anyway, which are probably the same people. Um, they said, nothing. Their sticker, their quality's good, but so it's nothing to do with the quality or anything. It's just they said you're out of the region to, and this is after I paid for it. After I paid for it, I'm like asking, when should I receive it? When, and they said, well, just looked up, because it's broken English because they don't speak English. They said, we can't deliver to where you live. I'm just like, something about that. Then I'm not in their deliveries, like zone. So it must be like a zone that they can only deliver to. And I don't know if they were trying to scam me or whatnot, but they said, they said, you know, they can't get it to me for some reason because it's out of their delivery zone within, I guess, Melbourne. I'm just like, I'm not even that far out of anywhere. Like, I'm still in the transit line. Like, you know, I'm considered Melbourne still where I live. So it's like, I've never had this problem in my life. And I think she tried to make me pay extra to get it out there and stuff. And it kind of sounds like a scam, but I said, well, I'll just get a refund then, and they said, oh no, we'll still send it stuff. And it's just a fuck around. It's just like, there's so many fuck arounds with stickers for some reason. Like, it's not just straightforward, get your stickers. And that's why I kind of just go straight to eggshell.com. Like, eggshell stickers, the official fucking, because even though I think they're from China as well, but they're ground zero for.
They're the one, the only
they're
one, it seems. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the people that like kind of discovered this vinyl, and and I get, it's expensive and stuff, but you get it in a pretty decent amount of time. I think I waited like 2 weeks, and it's the bee's knees. Like, you can't get any better quality. Like, it's like the Gucci of eggshell stickers. What's another brand? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the top of the line. Like, you can't. There's no gamble. So there's no money. Like, oh fuck, I don't know how they're going to turn out. It's just, what you're getting, and you'll get it in a decent amount of time, and they respond to your emails very quickly. And I get this question so much, especially very lately. Where do I get them made? Eggshell stickers. I don't have no affiliate link with them. I've got no discount code. I've got nothing. But like, that's where I just send everyone now. I used to send them to other people, other places, but now I just say, just spend the money and get it from Eggshell, because There's no fucking
Well, that's the
around.
thing. Yeah, if you are sending people somewhere, you need to know that they're gonna be fulfilling the orders, or else it fucks up your reputation as well. So yeah, you can only send them to someone that you know is credible, and there's not very much of that around, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so hard. It's just, I don't know. It's just been such a nightmare. And it's just like, oh, fuck it. I'll just go to Eggshell and, you know, I did a little thing for them. Like I did a little editing and like a video thing for them. And they knocked off a bit off the price because I, bought 5,000 stickers. But it still cost me nearly $1,000, But it's like, thank you. Cool. Straight up. Bang. Done. Like, none of this
You
fucking
can
around, like
you can
waiting for
trust it.
ages.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's
No
yeah,
one wants to, especially like as a small business, we all get it that stuff happens, but like you can't also be like not responsive and leave people hanging. Like if something's going wrong and like you're late and a customer hits you up and is like, hey, just checking what's going on. Yeah, you're kind of obligated at that point to say something. Don't like leave that message, right? Then it looks
yeah,
like you're scamming people. Whether you are or not at that point, it's kind of outwardly only looks like you're running away with the money, not giving the product.
100% exactly. And it's just it's weird. Like, and then people come to me about it, and without naming names, which I should be outing these people that I speak of, but like they'll just like deny everything. They'll be like, oh no, there's this and that. It's like, okay, like, yeah, it's just a lot of bullshit. And people message me like, oh, such and such, you know, this person or that person hasn't replied to my emails. It's like, well, sadly, like I'm the person who has promoted them. I have sent people to them, referred people to them. So as you said, you know, it's like, fuck. Some people even think that I am Red Valley culture. They think that that's my website because I've talked about Red Valley in the past. But he's just a sponsor. He's a legend. He lets me sell my sticker packs on his website, so I don't have to like have a website and shit like that. Like it's it's just when you're affiliated with something and it's bad, you know. It's the
Makes you
reputation.
feel like it's a knock on you. Yeah, exactly. Your own reputation is like, oh shit, man, I vouched for you, and then you go and fucking act like a dick. Now I look like the dick that you're acting like. That
Yeah,
rubs off on me now too.
exactly. And like, it's like, just kind of have to just let it go, really. Just let it go, and whatever happens with them, it's like, oh, I'm no longer. But yeah, there's been times where I've tried to drill, um, you know, people that can't run a business, and they just kind of like shrug it off, basically. And it's like, man, that's not how it works, man. Like, you can't just do that.
I know I couldn't. I know I would feel terrible. I'm sure there's some people out there that I guess don't have this, but whatever it is, I would feel like a shit person, and I just wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, and like that goes back to I used to get butthurt over people that just didn't reply, just on whatever or anything, years ago when I was younger. I'm just like, okay, you have time to see this message, but you don't have time to reply. It's like that kind of shit. But now I kind of get it. I'm kind of content with how people are these days. People just don't have the time, or they just have a different way of thinking. But when you're running a business, that's different. When someone has put money into your account for a product and you aren't delivering, and they want to know where the hell their money's gone and stuff, just because you're too busy, it's like, don't run a business then. That's just in any sense. Doesn't matter if it's graffiti, stickers, or anything. It's like,
I
that's
think
why
it's
I wanted
that's
to.
and I think that's just like on a social code type of thing. Like, yeah, you're busy. We're all busy, but no one's that busy. No one's so busy 24 hours of the day every day. Like a quick response, hey, sorry, something's going on. Even something like, hey, I'm caught up with something right now. I'll fill you in soon. Will at least stop this person from worrying so much that, like, okay, he at least contacted me and let me know that, like, something's up and I'll find out soon.
Yeah,
Just leaving you fully in the lurch, like, shit.
yeah, just like, I sent him an email about 3 weeks ago and they never replied. It's like, what? Like, what? Like, come on. Yeah, you know, yeah. But that's kind of what drove me to want to do it, because not only do I reply to people very quickly, if I had a business like where I just have to simply take orders, package orders, and get people's details to write down and stuff, I enjoy that shit. I enjoy when someone, because I've been selling a couple of one-offs on my story lately, it's just sticker wise, and it's like, cool, okay, I'll make an envelope and I'll boom, boom. And I send them a photo, like here it is. It's all packaged up and ready. I know I don't have to make anything, or there's no production or anything. But even if there was a production, it's like, okay, I'll get this done by this time, and I'll show you the envelope and all of it packaged. And if it has tracking, you know what I mean? Like, just fucking do it. And yeah, that's why I kind of wanted to do the sticker thing. But again, it goes back on the setup cost and not knowing how any of it works and having to learn a bunch of shit and like register myself as a business
And that's it, just general business knowledge. Like all of this stuff looks easy and accessible, but like if you don't have general business knowledge, it's not really that easy, even though it all looks at like accessible. There's like important steps that like you probably will have to learn that like they don't just come built in. And I think a lot of the time, yeah, when you start your own business, you think, oh yeah, I'll just make the product and sell the product. And like, that's the least thing that you do.
yeah,
It's
that's
everything else. That's the fun bit that you'll know how to do and it'll be easy. It's the everything else.
yeah, that's the fun part. And it's just, I fucking hate how, even if you have a small business, you bloody, it asks us for like, so like my PayPal, my Youfo PayPal, I had to ditch that years ago because it started asking me about, like, okay, what's your business number? What's your business this and that? I'm like, I'm not a business. So, and it's like, well, you can't do anything. It kind of just stopped me from moving anything, moving money or receiving money. So I'm going to just have to ditch it because it was asking all these questions.
My bad, my phone thing just went off.
Yeah, I kind of just had to ditch it because, like, I don't want it to be a business because then so much tax that they take and it's just a fucking shit show just to be legitimate.
That's a hard thing as well. Like, at least I've found for me in art in general, and I have this struggle to sell my stuff, put a price tag on my stuff. I don't know how to price it. It feels weird. It's this like weird internal something about selling it a little bit ruins it for me, which is the worst feature to have because it means that like, oh, you'll never make any money off this thing. But like, I have this weird mental, like I was saying earlier, like I don't know if everyone else is like this, but this is really a selfish endeavor for me.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for me because I like it, and if someone else happens to like it as well, that's a bonus. But not required. If everyone else in the world hated it, I'd still be doing it because
Yep.
that's sort of
That's
the
it.
factor.
Yep. That's it.
Like a lot of this is for me, and then as soon as I make it for other people, it kind of kills it a little bit. And I know it's stupid and irrational, but like I swear, like I would show maybe 60% of what I make on like publicly on my Instagram or whatever. And even
Yeah.
then, only the stuff that's like very particular to this niche. Most of what I do, I don't show it off. It's like this weird personal endeavor. Like I have to separate the stuff that I like that I make from the stuff that I sell that I
Yeah.
make.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I think Baylor in a interview or a podcast that I was listening to. Do you know Baylor? You know the writer Baylor. Baylor,
Oh
he's
yeah.
um, yeah, I think he mentioned something like that, where he's commissioned. When he does commission stuff, it's like, yeah, you're getting paid to do what you can do, but it's like it sucks the life out of it, as you were saying. It just sucks the life out of it because
It
it's
is. Commission stuff is really hard to motivate for, I find.
yeah. I couldn't think of anything worse because I don't know how to fucking do. I'm lucky to know some of how to do my letters, let alone someone else's. Let alone, oh, can you just draw this out of nothing? Like,
And weird requests too. Like
hmm,
I'm in a position where like it's the income, so I need the money, so I can't necessarily say no. But what they want is something that like I have no passion towards this, and like, oh god, okay, I'll try and draw, but so like the weirdest one I ever got is like Link from Zelda.
yeah, yep,
Yeah, so they wanted him, but they wanted him with like out the clothes on and to be like buff and muscly and like sexy. I'm like,
what the fuck?
yeah. So I'm like, well, look, I need the money here, but like, I don't really necessarily want to draw this. And also,
But do you?
how
Yeah,
how none of the clothes are we talking about here? Because like, you really want me to sit there for like 3 hours detailing a dick?
yeah, like Link stick, yeah,
I feel
Link
like I
cock,
gotta up.
fucking
I feel like I have to up the budget if you want that, right? Like I'm certainly not including that in this. I have to work with him and
yeah,
be like, all right, well, look, that little skirt thing he wears, that's staying. Belt downwards skirt, yeah. And then you can have the bare legs and bare chest and whatever. And I did it. I'll show you the picture as well.
yeah. I
I
was
did
gonna
it.
say, yeah, like you pulled it off, and they were happy with it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, they were happy with it. Good.
But it's one of those things where yeah, you get in these like weird positions where like it's great that someone's paying you to do what you love, which is art and drawing and whatever, but it's not always what it's cracked up to be. Sometimes it's like, all right, I don't actually want to draw, a unicorn going over a rainbow, but if that's what they're paying for, that's what I'm drawing today.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Well, I thought people that how you've probably seen in the past, like graffiti writers or just artists in general, they'll say, "Oh yeah, open for commissions," and I thought, well, I guess everyone's different. Like commissions could be like, "Oh yeah, can you do this?" Like what you were saying, like, "Can you draw me a fucking link's cock?" It's like, "Can you like draw this or that?" But surely there's writers out there that are like, I can only do my name, but I'll do it for you in the certain colors that you want. Like when writers say, oh yeah, who wants a canvas? Who wants a commission canvas? Surely some of them say, oh, it's literally just going to be the graffiti writer's name
Yeah.
because You know, like I don't know what's considered. Like I did a sticker the other day. I did like a sketch of a sticker and I sent it to this dude who's been buying a lot of my stuff. I'm like, I'm about to do this. He's like, I want that as well. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, you know, like since this basically to me, this feels like a commission now because I haven't done it yet. And you're saying that you want it, even though it's just the outline of a sketch. And so I said, like, well, it is technically yours. So, like, what should I add to it? What is, you know, he's just like, just send it, just do what you do. So I'm like, I don't know if that's really a commission. I didn't add anything different to what I was just winging it because of all the colors that I've got now. And he was happy with it. And it's just like, I don't know. For the longest time, I always thought commissions are like, you know, commission canvas, like, yeah, but commission can mean anything.
That's it. I think it's, especially in the modern times, it's a lot looser with the terms now. Times are different, things are different. Like I've certainly done both, and it's been called a commission both times, and also done it and it's not been called. I look at it like I don't really give a shit about the labels personally. Whatever they call it, I call it that for this conversation.
Yeah, give me your money. Yeah, nah, yeah.
It's not even that. It's just all your labels, like whatever. Like I don't really care about the semantics of it. Whatever you call it, yeah, I can make this thing, and if you'd like it, I'll do that for you. You can call it whatever you want.
Yeah, like, can you draw me this for money? Yes. Okay, cool, done. You happy with this? Do you want anything added? Yeah. No,
yes.
Yeah.
Commissions are open. That's the important thing, guys. The commissions are open. Yes, I can draw it for you. That's correct. Whatever it is. Link's dick. There's a premium. There's a premium on dicks, but I'll draw it. If you're paying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't make me,
So
don't make me draw dicks. Don't make me draw dicks. I'll show you the link there.
Yeah. Yeah,
maybe use that as the thumbnail.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. But yeah, if anyone wants a bloody commission, go check. Bloody hell, all the people that have been listening to all the podcasts, because there's a little handful of people, because I don't really promote it much because I don't want it to be really mixed up with my regular uploads. So I kind of just have them unlisted, and there's a podcast, as I was saying at the start. And people that like them will find them, and yeah, I just like it. I have this like little tiny niche amount of people that enjoy the podcast, but I'm pretty sure, hopefully, all the people that do listen to the podcast, I think they're all following you already anyway. Well, they should be.
Oh yeah, if you're not, you definitely should be. Oh
yeah,
up to you.
You have to do this. You have to do that. Fucking do whatever I want. Like,
it's the rules. Yeah, it's the newest graffiti rule that's just come out. You have to be following me on Instagram. Only me though.
That's it. No one else.
Yeah, unfollow everyone else and only follow me.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. That's it. But yeah, this sticker, pretty happy with this sticker I'm doing here. Just another fucking colourful fucker. Yeah, I don't know if I've. But anyway, yeah, fuck, what else? I mean, fuck, we've been going for nearly 2 hours. I didn't really write anything down. I should have, but whenever we talk, we end up talking heaps, anyways.
Yeah, see, and I have like more stuff to talk about now, but it's not necessarily like recording stuff. It's probably afterwards stuff. So I'm good to wrap up if you're done with it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, we'll wrap it up. Well, thank you to everyone, the niche handful of people that listen to this podcast. Again, if I, put it up there as a main upload and, promoted it a bit, there'd be more people listening. But it doesn't really bother me that much, honestly. It's cool to just talk to you, really.
And it's more of a fan service for the people that want it, not the main product, but like a bonus kind of thing.
Exactly.
Thanks for having me on.
Oh, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for wanting to do it.
Always open, man. Always open.
Legend. Everyone check him out at Check Graffiti. It'll be in the link in the description. And if you're listening on Spotify, it should be in the description as well.